All right, we're back and we're live. Hopefully, the sound will probably not be as crispy crunchy as before, but it should be pretty good. So we're gonna head over to come on in if you're coming in. Let me start talk. As you come into the room, please just tell me yes if you can hear me. If you can hear me, can you hear me? Can you hear me? People are probably still tuning into the other live, which of course I just killed it. All right, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome back. So we just tried to go live. The sound wasn't working. So I had to actually take off the mic and then go to a default mic, which is the computer's mic, which is probably not as clear as this mic would be. Greetings, Andrew Rowe, Gaza Girl, what's up? JC Gaming 30, welcome. I'm looking for one thing here. All right, here we go. So I'm just gonna start because I'm going 1 hour flat and that's it. The number is available for all the people who want to call in. And let me put the number out there so whoever want to call in can call in. It's 1806 587. And this is also my business number, 8953. All right. All right, so Indicom seeks to provide clarity on rogue cops shooting report. Now, I know y'all know that Jamaican people been saying for the longest that a lot of the crimes that are happening in Jamaica, especially the murders, they are not being solved. I don't know if you know it, but Jamaica has a high murder rate, but we also have a high rate of unsolved murders, right? And it was the saying for the longest amongst certain people from certain areas who know the streets that said the only reason it's not being solved is because they're being done by, a lot of them are being done by police officers. And it turns out that that might be very true. Might be very true. Some of us wish for the best, but we really don't want to admit that it could possibly be that. Now, if we have to admit that it's that, we have to also admit that we're all in danger because it's the same people that's supposed to be taking care of us that are killing or committing the murders. All right, big up everybody that's in the chat room. I am now live on YouTube, and I hope you get to the right live because YouTube is still going to post the live that I just cut off. If you get on it and there is no sound, just click off of it. I can't erase it from the channel yet. So find me on YouTube right now live. All right. So hold on when you go. The Independent Commission of Investigations, Indicom. I don't trust Indicom one bit. I don't trust Indicom one bit. I don't know if you know much about what's going on. I'm going to talk tonight about the girl, another girl that was found, this time an 11-year-old. And we just went through the same thing with an 8-year-old like a week ago. So this is becoming pretty regular now, right? This is becoming pretty regular now. Our girls are getting dragged away and raped, and old women are getting raped and molested and set on fire and all these things. I really want to know what's going on in Jamaica. And I was talking to somebody earlier today, and we started coming to the conclusion about food and what they're smuggling to the people in the food. Samuel's views, what? Yeah, Lamar Hamilton, I want to know what's going on too. I have some theories, but we don't. I don't want us to be all over the place. So let's address one thing at a time. Let's start out with the whole rogue police. How the police escape, right? So there was one police officer before all this happened that was wanted for wounding with intent, attempted murder, and some other robbery and some other charges. He managed to fly out of the country the same month he was convicted in court of all these things. He eventually got put on a wanted list, and the US worked with our law enforcement officials to catch him in the US. Police, did a video on that on the channel. Don't know if you haven't seen it. And he was subsequently deported back to Jamaica. This is like 10 years later. He arrived in 2019 here and disappeared again. Right after that now, a week later, we have 3 guys at a party in a group, right? At some function, gathering in a group. And there was an off-duty there, sorry. The off-duty officer. If you can imagine being an off-duty officer and you're witnessing a murder right in front of you, right? So he witnesses this murder. Man pull off and shoot. He witnessed the murder. Follow the depths of the story because I'm going to read Indicom's clarity of what they have come up with so far. And I have never seen Indicom work this fast. And like I said before, I don't trust Indicom. I had a little bit of faith in Indicom, but after that Chucky Brown incident, nope, I'm giving them the side eye real bad. So this off-duty officer witnesses a murder. He goes chasing these guys now from the venue, right? They jump in a car, they take off. He's chasing them. You know, them have them like a blue light. They put on the blue light up top, detachable blue light, chase them down and everything. It turns into a shootout. One is shot, injured, dies. The next one escaped, and another one is brought into custody. 3 of them. So one dies, one escaped, one brought into custody. The one that's brought into custody escapes as well. Less than 24 hours of being brought into custody, he escaped. Actually, they said he was on his way to the hospital. I guess he sustained injuries during the whole altercation, right? He was on his way to the hospital. They're not sure if he made it to the hospital or not. I said, nothing but the police that they entrusted to arrest and handle him, just let him go. He let him go. So now this brings us to us as a people saying, I'm scared. As a person, I'm scared because that means anything could happen to us. And it also lends truth to when you hear people say them not talking. It's stuff like this why they're not talking. They're not talking because a lot of people in Jamaica that are underground actually knows that a lot of the police are criminals as well. So Capadon, Golden Golden Star Inc. Capadon Golden Star Inc. Big up yourself. So a lot of the people think that or know that a lot of the police officers are criminals, right? It's a scary situation to be in. And more of us are having to admit it now that our law enforcement officials, a lot of them are corrupted or are criminals, outright criminals. So all the people who've been saying SouFLo and the police, them see them want to murder people, them mask up and go do it. I'm starting to have to really believe that. How can I not believe it when I've seen what I've seen? And I'm telling you, there was another video that came out of Jamaica recently, in recent times, that had guys moving in a tactical manner in fatigues, camouflage, in the middle of the night with night vision gear and all these things, kicking doors. And I was looking at it like, this looks like Iraq and Afghanistan, but it was Jamaica. And I'm saying to myself, no, these are obviously lawmen. Whether they're police or soldiers, they're trained lawmen. And there are a number of things that I could tell. that they're trained lawmen. The way they held their weapons, the way they came around a corner, the everything about how they moved told me that they were men of the law. I did a video on that too. People don't really listen when you talk still enough. They just think, yeah, them YouTube blogger there, them just saying yeah, anything to get views or whatever. You know, people don't really listen, but they're lawmen. Boy, I don't know. I don't know. So we're going to read through what Indicom has to say about this so far. And if you don't know, people, Indicom is the governing body that is supposed to police the police in Jamaica, right? But our question is, who is policing Indicom? And in a country like Jamaica, where criminals have the power and the finances to buy politicians, don't you think they can buy Indicom officials as well? All right, so Indicom right now is working. Indicom is going to have to prove me wrong after this. So the Independent Commission of Investigation, Indicom, which is investigating Sunday's bizarre incident during which 3 rogue policemen shot and killed an unarmed civilian at Chedwin Park near Spanish Town, St. Catherine, has offered several clarifications to earlier reports on the incident, which had led to the death of one of the policemen and another civilian during a fierce gun battle. I don't know if you've been too busy, you haven't been tuning in, probably you didn't know about this whole thing that went down right here. According to Indicom, the 3 officers involved were actually off-duty cops. Remember, they said they were suspended. So Indicom has done their little investigation, and Indicom is saying that they are actually off-duty cops. According to Indicom, the 3 officers involved were off-duty cops. Earlier reports stated that they were on suspension from the Mobile Reserve Arm of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF. Indicom said that 3 men killed have been identified as Sheldon Daly, Kevron Burrell, and Corporal Rohan Williams. 3 men. Neither Mr. Daly nor Mr. Burrell were in possession of a firearm. So Daly and Burrell, you would have one man that the 3 men killed, that the off-duty officer saw them kill and started chasing them. And then you would have another one that he was supposed to be that civilian that had nothing to do with it. He was driving, and during their chase, their car collided with his, and he was caught in the crossfire of a gun battle, and he got killed as well. And Indicom is saying none of those guys had any weapons on them. The police oversight body said an off-duty police officer saw when Daly was shot. This reportedly took place at a social event at Chedwin Park Sunday morning. The off-duty police officer challenged the armed men, who he did not know at the time was police officers themselves. This led to a chase, and along with 2 other men in a white Nissan AD wagon. During the subsequent chase, it is reported that gunshots were fired from both the white Nissan vehicle and the off-duty chasing officer. The chase ended when the car with the rogue cops collided with a silver Nissan AD wagon at the junction of Brunswick Avenue and Job's Lane. Indicom said, following the crash, watch this part, it gets following the crash, further shots were discharged by police officers, the full facts of which are still being investigated. According to Indicom, at the crash scene, it was discovered that both Williams, who was in the white Nissan AD wagon, and Burrell, who was in the silver AD wagon, had suffered gunshot wounds. Both subsequently died from their injury. Let me take a call. Good evening, SouFLo.
Good evening.
Good evening. How you doing?
How you doing? I'm doing good.
All right.
I'm not here in the traffic, I'm not familiar. Anything I just want to give a shout out to you and the family and this subject. Something something. I can't hear what is going.
All right, go ahead. So what you're saying now?
Understand? I can't hear. I don't.
Back to the family.
Mm-hmm.
And please continue what you're doing.
All right, thank you.
Pleasure.
Manners and respect. All right, she just called to say thank shout out to the family and keep doing what you're doing. So I carry right along. In the com, it has been ascertained that the three men in the white Nissan wagon were all off-duty officers attached to the mobile reserve. So all of them police here that went, three of them went for one man, them shoot the one man, and guess what happened? There was an off-duty officer there that witnessed it. So they can't say they didn't do it. He saw them do it. That's why he gave chase to them. Let's deal with that. Two surviving officers were detained. However, one of the officers, Corporal Kirk Frazier, absconded while in detention and is being actively sought by the JCF, according to Indicom. Indicom said that the second officer is currently in police custody, and it has been confirmed that the white Nissan is a police service vehicle allocated to the mobile reserve. So it was a police vehicle that they took to go commit a murder. This vehicle, so they were not, in the comments saying that they were actually off-duty officers. Did you get that? That's crazy. They were actually off-duty officers. They're not suspended or anything. This is what they want to know. Several items were reportedly found in the police car, including 2 sets of registration plates. A third set was attached to the front of the rear and the rear of the vehicle. Also, they found police vehicle logbook for 1 set of plates and detachable police blue emergency lights and 5 firearms, of which 3 were identified as police service Glock weapons. Also confirmed, the 2 surviving police officers from the white Nissan AD wagon were on bail. Separate murder cases. They were on bail for separate murder cases before the home circuit court. Yes, clock car off duty is a lot different from suspended. But what I think happened is they tried to distance themselves from that thing so quick when it happened, right? And then it just went. They tried to distance themselves so quick, but how could you distance yourself when they were found in possession of 5 guns? 3 guys riding in a car that have 5 guns. I was saying to Brains that I can imagine that 2 of them probably had 2 weapons apiece, like some Wild Wild West shoot them up, bang, bang, bang kind of thing. 5 weapons apiece, and 3 of those were Glock 9mm that were found to be service pistols from the JCF. Wow. The part that gets me is that they were on bail for separate murder cases. And somebody said, SouFLo, so the youth that they went and killed he's the one that had something to do with them being arrested and then put on bail. He has something to do with their murder case. So here goes the long thing that we've been talking about for the longest, that in Jamaica they need to stop giving bail for murder. People get bail for murder cases, and someone said, you can't be that ignorant. Well, how people forget bail for murder? You're suspected of murder. They give you a bail until your court case is called to court. I think if enough suspicion has been gathered to detain you, then there should not be no bail until after a trial. That is what I'm saying. So This doesn't only happen with police, you know. This happens all the time in Jamaica. This is one of the biggest things that I've been talking about for the longest. If I'm in Jamaica right now, if I commit murder, right? Depends on who I talk to and how much money I can slide under the table. Probably, I can probably get bail, and if I get bail, I can go clean up my witnesses, make sure that them disappear. A lot of the murder cases in Jamaica are truly not tried. Don't even bother going to trial because what? No witnesses can be found. The witnesses either are intimidated, they're scared, and they say, "Me not testify," they change their testimony, or they run away and hide. So what they do is they let them out to go clean up the witnesses. Yo, and then it's the same put. This is why the people said them not talking. There and we over here, we keep saying stuff like, well, the people in the community, they play a great part too, because they need to start tell the police who is what and who is doing what in the community. How you gonna tell the police when the police is friend with the other person that's doing what and what in the community? And all they do is go back and tell them who told them. Yeah, man, the boy SouFLo tell me, say, him soon up here the other night, say, I want to shoot John. Oh, so SouFLo, I informer. All right, that's what the boy then. And that's just how it works. It's crazy. It's crazy. Vendetta Empress, big up yourself. Thank you. It's really, really crazy. And she says, Chucky Brown, words come to light. Exactly. And I did a video on that too on the channel where I questioned how in the world, did y'all know that the police commissioner at the time, which is the police commissioner that Chucky Brown was talking about, implicating him in everything that happened, did you know that that police officer, that commissioner, have you ever heard of a police commissioner losing his US visa? It's confiscated, taken away, because the US deems him someone that is dangerous, that has too many close ties with known criminal entities and don't want him entering the US. A police commissioner. I don't know if people don't know all these things. And that is the same police commissioner that went on TVJ and said Vybz Kartel and his gang, the Gaza gang, are responsible for over 1,000 murders across the island. And that is the same police commissioner that rushed out of office and his position and went into hiding after things started to come to light, that he's in bad man pocket, big, heavy man pocket. You see? So, and we are so programmed and conditioned that we just look past all this. Nah, man. He has the uniform on. His rank says Commissioner of Police. He has to be telling the truth. Everybody who he says guilty is guilty. So here we are. After Chucky done tell us about all this. This is what I am. Oh, you never heard about that? Go look it up. I did a video on that one too. This is where we have to say, Chucky Brown told us. Now, are the death squad still in operation? Could be. Could very well be. But here what me I say. If the death squad them was killing criminals, it would be bad and not too bad. But if they are there to kill innocent people who are pointing the finger and trying to clean up their communities and clean up Jamaica on a whole, then we have a huge problem. Right? And may I tell you, said that is exactly what's going on. Because Chucky Brown even told us that them kill man, whenever bad man, him kill man for him done friend them, for him gunman friend them. Slap with a boy because he was disrespecting his done friend. That's still happening. That's still happening. Just like this, what's happening now. And now you can see how all this is coming to light, right? And it cannot be denied. It cannot be denied. So Here comes Andrew Holness now with what we call the state of emergency. And the state of emergency is on a whole other coast, a whole other side of Jamaica. I feel like, yes, Hanover, St. James, them places there, they were going on bad. They didn't need a state of emergency. But I'm tired of the same old game. I think that state of emergency was called to distract the people. Remember how the last state of emergency was called, you know? So in 2017, we finished the year with 1,616 people murdered, gunshot. 1,616 murdered in Jamaica for that year. We started 2018 off on the same track, murder at the Rapid. It wasn't until somebody got killed exiting the airport in Montego Bay. Now you can imagine Montego Bay, big tourist attraction place, right? Tourist town. They all come through that airport. You can imagine somebody getting murdered right there at the roundabout, coming out, exiting the airport. After that is when they said, okay, we have to do something quick, clean up on this track. And that's what they did. Flood the place with soldier and police, distract everybody, right? And that is exactly what they did. So here we are. Now, so many police officers caught red-handed in criminal activities, what the people have been saying they're doing, and he draws for another state of emergency. I welcome the state of emergency too. I just read where they said 30-something people have been detained so far. That's not going to solve nothing. They often let go about 99% of the people that are locked up under state of emergency. So they violate the youth's them rights, them lock them up, they keep them sitting there, they don't have anything else to hold them on, and then they let them all go. That's not helping anything. Then tell me this, people, are they dunce? Why is the Prime Minister coming on television to announce when state of emergency is going to be, where it is going to be, and how long it is going to be for? Isn't that's like saying to the bad guys then, hey, clear out of town from this Monday to next Monday. After next Monday, you can come back because we're going to be gone by then. But for the next couple of days, you just leave. All right, Marie Brown says, SouFLo, that so is not effective. Yes, I would agree. It's a distraction. Pretending he's doing something great for our security. I agree. And that's exactly what I said. Here he goes again. Here he goes again. The police them get caught red-handed. And if you believe that it's only them three that did this and got caught and they're the only three, then you are as in denial as ever. You are in denial as ever. Corey Evans is saying that PNP and JLP are both corrupted and don't matter who's in power. Let's be honest. And I absolutely agree. Totally agree. So here we have the Jamaican people now back against the wall. We're in a hard place because we can't run to one party against the other. If we go to PNP, is the same treatment. If we go to JLP, is the same treatment. Who else are we supposed to go to? And they're not letting in an independent party. They're not going to let in an independent party. Lady Clark is saying they are not dunce. Wait there. Let me read some of Lady Clark's stuff because she's saying they're not dunce. It's codes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Dan J says 30 people detained, but none get charged. Exactly. and they will go up to 200 and 300 and something people detained. This is a joke. This is a joke. That's like trying to cover a gunshot wound with a small band-aid. This is a joke. They will go up to hundreds of people detained. And you sit there and you're saying, yes, well, they must catch all the wanted men. No, all the wanted men are caught. All of the bad men them caught. And you wait 2-3 months down the road and you hear all detainees have been let go with no charges. Even the famous DJ, dancehall entertainer, Squash, no, he was one of them that got caught up in it, and they held him for almost a year. And then one day just tap him on his shoulder and say, you're free to go. We don't have nothing against you. We didn't find anything. So, deflect, distract. Yes. Alex McGibbon, deny, I like that. Deny, deflect, and distract. They are very good at distracting. Very good at distracting. These people really take with the idiot enough. They take the masses of the people for fools. Okay? Like, we don't see what's going on. And then those that do see what's going on, they're scared. We're intimidated. Because when people are being murdered in record numbers around you, you know that it's nothing for you to be next. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how the place are run. It's nothing for you to be next. Then will come find you. They will come and find you. It's a sad situation, man. It's a sad situation. And like I said before, I'm going to say it one more time. I don't trust Indicom. Because Indicom is there to police our police. But after seeing that whole Chucky Brown incident, I was one of them that was rubbing my hands like this. I was like, yes, Indicom finally is doing something. I've known about them being there all along. But all these reports of rogue police officers and extrajudicial killings and all this, and then nobody is being brought to justice. And I'm saying, okay, them not do nothing then. What are they there for? When that Chucky Brown thing broke, it confirmed pretty much what I was thinking. I wonder if this entity that was brought in, and their outside entity that was brought into police, our police, because they said, you know, a lot of people have been saying, oh, SouFLo, Jamaica need outside help. We cannot do this on our own. We need, okay, Indicom was an outside help. Was an outside help. But I'm wondering if Indicom went in and got caught up in things. Jamaica is very captivating, you know. When you're down there and the nice breeze lick you and the girls, them and the good food and nice music, I'm thinking some Indicom officers probably say, you know, I think I'm going to make this my home, innit? Yeah. So, and make a lot of money while I'm at it. And then paycheck say $1,000. And Badman say, how about 5? They say, all right, we'll play on both sides of the fence then. Gotta be. It's plain to see. Indicom was created to project the police, not the people, to protect the police, not the people. The Jamaica people knows that too well. Yeah. I've been hearing that for a long time, and I was one of them that was saying no. But see, I'm the kind of person that I'm never too big to look at stuff and change directions. And I've been looking at this for a while, and I've had to change directions. It's plain to see what's going on. It's plain to see what's going on. So now you wonder why we do these shows and we talk about solutions, right? How we can clean up the place, how we can fix up the place, how we can bring justice, how we can, everybody is like CCTVs everywhere, this and that. Now we learn why they don't want that and why they're in no hurry to put that up. And it's not because they don't have the finances to do it. It's not because they don't have the money to do it. It's because they don't want to do it. And the reason they don't want to do it is because, big up Omar Thomas. The reason they don't want to do it is because it will. Could you imagine a CCTV clip and you see one of our politicians them face on it, or somebody that leads back to them, and they can tell you, say, yeah man, a long time me I kill people for him, man. So since me I go sink, I'm making sure him sink too. And I can give you some inside detail. And I can give you some video footage, cause when me did kill so and so, video detective people, somebody sent me something today. You need to see this. But we're going to talk in the meantime. It's crazy. I want to talk about the girl, you know. I want to talk about the girl that's missing, that went missing, the 11-year-old that went missing and was found, how she was found. Because that's a whole nother issue that's going on there. And the two grannies. Now, our people, I don't know what's going on. And I'm kind of over the fact that people are saying stuff like, SouFLo, don't go like it only happened in Jamaica. It's happening everywhere. The magnitude of what's happening on this small island is tremendous. It's not like, oh, it's happening everywhere. We just can't look away. I just can't look away. It's just too much. It's just too much. Let's switch gear for a minute. So here you have an elderly woman that is being attacked because a young man wants to rape her. A young man wants to rape a 70-something-year-old woman, right? New York worse than Jamaica? How? Dandy, please tell me how. Since we're in the mood to compare, let me take 1 and 2. But please tell me how. New York City, look at New York City population and look at Jamaica's population. Then look at New York City's murder per capita / murder for the whole year numbers compared to Jamaica's murder numbers for the whole year. Then tell me how you come to that conclusion. Big city like New York with 5 boroughs. 1 borough in New York have more people than what's in Jamaica. Jamaica's entire population, right? And New York has 5 boroughs. And you say it worse than Jamaica? I don't know, brother. I don't know. Listen, I'm not here to compare New York to Jamaica. That's what people don't understand too. When we have to compare ourselves to the worst places around the world or what we think is the worst, that alone shows that we're not doing good. Not that alone shows that we're not doing good. I don't want to be compared to anywhere that's killy. It would be pride and joy to be comparing ourselves to places that have 2 murders for the year, or their murders 1 and 0 for the year. Why are we comparing ourselves to other places that have high murder rate and acting like, well, it's not so bad because so and so is worse? Like, really? All right. So No Leads Entertainment said, man does not act anyway without falling to the vibrations of that which is surrounding them or dwells within them. I notice technology is on the rise, and also materialism, perhaps a bombardment of the... Yeah, we've talked about that before too. Jamaica wasn't like that at one point. Jamaica was not like that at one point, not too long ago. But I want to tell you something though. It's been like that for over a decade now. It's been like that for over a decade now. And we are, when we see people in Jamaica do stuff like people get shot down and chop up and picnic get draw away and rape and then murder and dismembered, and you see the people go on to other things like, okay, that happened yesterday, turn the leaf, let's keep going. And we're looking and saying, boy, them look desensitized, like no one cares, like mourning doesn't even last a month because they're already expecting new stuff to happen. Yeah, the people have become desensitized. It ain't normal, but it's become normal. What's considered not normal, Kapadan, has become normal. It has become normal. That's the crazy part. They have been desensitized. I don't know if somebody I use as a social experiment star. I have to believe that someone is sitting on the outside looking in. And they're saying, throw some more of this in there. Let's see how crazy we can get them. Let's see how many of them are able to survive. Let's see how they react to this and that. I have to believe that. I have to believe that. I said it earlier in another post. So Capleton, Rastaman, Fireman, Capleton said many years ago, you remember the time when he said them got caught up in the internet? He also said then that, yeah man, he also said then that they're going to poison the people, right? They was and make the people them start going crazy and do all manner of evil kind of things. Start vibrate really low. And they will do it through the drinks and through the beers and through the food and all that. And I remember a lot of people laughed. But you know, when time Rastaman talk long time ago, everybody laugh. I'm mad boy then. Oh, what am I talk about? But it's funny to see that these things have come to pass. And we're living in, because people are now having to question what's going on. Is it in the water supply? Is it in the food? Old women aren't safe. Yeah, them used to say Rasta mad, don't it? And now they're forced to look at what Rasta was saying because it's all right here now. So either them did mad or them did a prophet. I don't know. It's us. A large part of it is us. A large part of it is us. But boy, yeah, I agree. A lot of the music is low vibrational as well. I agree. And music is very powerful. Music is very powerful. I explained this before, that when a child, and to see Bushman explain it the other day, when I explained it that same way about a year ago, we don't learn our ABCs by saying A, B, C, D, E. We sing it, right? And it's because the power that melodies carry. Even when I was going to school, when I was at Kazi University, I used to actually take my paperwork, write out what it is I have to study for my exam, right? And I would try to turn it into a song and sing it to myself. And then I would sing it out loud. Like me, I'm DJing my paperwork and my homework and I'm DJing my studies. And you see, when I actually got in front of the exams, it was like I remember a song, the words to a song that I like. So yeah, the music plays a big part in it. But I think the people have gone so far now because there's a lot of good music out there. There's a lot of good music out there. There's a lot of uplifting and enlightening music out there. But the people have gone so far now, they don't want to hear that. It's just like the people don't want to hear good news anymore either. I try it on my channel all the time. SouFLo, why you always post bad things about Jamaica? Why how come you never post nothing good? It's as if nothing good is going on in the country. I'm tired of this, man. Find something good for post. All right. I post one post with all good things. They get the lowest views ever. Post more stuff with good things, lowest views ever. Sometimes I even think, damn, I wonder if something wrong with my channel. YouTube not working right. They're not notifying my subscribers. Something is wrong with the channel. All right. 4 people get dashed way over so and so. 20,000 views by no time. So even even our people here are conditioned. Don't even want to hear nothing good no more. They prefer to hear bad and drama. Go through the videos on SouFLoTV and look at the videos that have high numbers compared to the videos that have low views. If you think I'm lying. Social engineering and conditioning at its finest. Desensitization at its finest. I don't know when I'm desensitized before. I guess they're desensitizing us to destroy ourselves. Because the more desensitized we are about things, especially like taking a life or morals and values and respect for each other, the more desensitized we are to corruption and nastiness and dirty way of life, it's the more we will perpetuate that, the more we will bring that into reality, and the more we will be accepting of it until we ourselves start to live it. Even if we're not living it yet, after we start turning a blind eye, you will go from this. You will go from one, you used to lick out and bonfire after it, then you went quiet. Then you became accepting of it. Then you secretly start practice it. Then it becomes you. And you quietly went from one side all the way over to the other side, and now they're even giving you ways to justify it. Listen, you only live one life. Nobody should tell you how to live. Like all kind of something, right? And then you are now sitting on the other side. You done bonfire upon everything. You're good. I just so we are gonna live now. Sad. When I read that a subscriber called me anyways and I said, SouFLo, you heard about the old lady where was trying to get, or the man I tried rape her, and I said no. She sent the news article, come give me. Few days later, it happened to another old lady. But this other old lady now, she was walking down the street. She's 70, what, 78? I think one of them was 76 and one is 78. You live to be 70 odd years old and you're walking down the street, right? And a boy just run out and just dash gasoline upon you and light you a fire and run away, and you burn to like this is madness. This is Matt 75. Thank you. Lamar Hamilton, thank you. That's the one that got burnt, right? The 75. The one that they was trying to rape, and she was fighting off the rapist, and him catch her a fire because she wouldn't give up or something. You imagine trying to, you imagine that having to defend your crotches at 70-something years old from a young man. Eh? Tell me, sir, this is a madness. People look at, I can't even believe that people are looking at these things like, oh well, another bad thing going on to the next. No man, we have to start cry out loud, man. This need outrage. Them I talk about that need crowd and this need crowd. This need outrage. The one they were trying to rape, she's 70. That's what Candy Diamond is saying, right? Now, what you want with a 70-year-old woman? Hmm? Look how much young girl there, Jamaica, young women and grown age women are in Jamaica that will willingly give it away if you present yourself properly. And you prefer go, I don't know. I don't know. Love like the sun, peace and love. Welcome. I don't know. It's madness. It's madness. And someone said to me this morning now, speaking about the we have 10 minutes left in the session, people, and then I'm gonna cut the video. Someone said, you know, I told a story about how I wanted my kids to live in Jamaica because I wanted them to be raised the same way I was raised, at least get the fundamentals, right? I came away from Jamaica at a very young age, and honestly, if it wasn't the fundamentals that were put in me when I was in Jamaica growing up, then I could have easily lost my way when I came to the US, because I came to the US and grew up in Miami, Florida, when Miami, Florida was hot and popping. Yeah. But I had a solid foundation that kept me grounded at all times. And I thought I wanted that for my children too. I'm talking about, yes, I want my daughter and somebody said, SouFLo, you must be mad. You want your daughter like to be in Jamaica, like what, you're gonna be there with her like all the time? I said no, like I grew up with people that was boarded out. I went to Knox. Knox have borders. Enough of them kids, they never saw their parents until it was time for them to get picked up to go away for holidays, right? And a lot of people was cautioning me like, don't do it. Don't do it, because your daughter is going to grow up and have some molestation stories to tell. Your sons are going to grow up and have some horror stories to tell. And I could actually see why. I'm not, and you know what? I travel to Jamaica and I take beautiful videos. Me and Brains do vlogs and we travel. You see, when we go to Jamaica, we don't sit one place. We travel Jamaica from corner to corner and we do vlogs and we come back and we present our country in a manner that would make, if you watch our vlogs, tune in to SouFLoTV, the family vlog channel, and watch the Jamaica vlogs. You would think it's the most beautiful place, most peaceful place in the world. We're not in denial when we're there. We know exactly what's happening. So we're not rolling Jamaica up and throwing it under the bus. But as Jamaicans ourselves that are there in Jamaica a lot, that have family there, it can reach any one of us. All of this stuff that you see is going on. And one thing that is bugging me as well is that our people have come to a place now where it's, well, it wasn't my picnic, so it's sad what happened to them still, but as if it can't happen to you, you know? Glad say it don't happen to me. It wasn't mine. All one expected to see it and all from separate self perspectives, my brother. Yeah, man, true. Capadon, exactly. They've gone into the I instead of the we. There's no more we. There's no more community. Yes, Tia Lawrence. And I try to, because I know that there are a lot of good people in Jamaica still. I know it for a fact. And for me to say every Jamaican bad and dirty, and that would be for me like implicating myself as well. Yeah. Or the good people that I know, throwing them under the bus. Nowhere in the world has all 100% bad people. Jamaica is no different. I think the people are tired though. I think they're scared, definitely scared. You know, one of the things that you look at when you're in Jamaica is the amount of burglar bars on the houses. And on one hand, I look at it and I say, wow, we're very creative, you know, because it takes welding, the art of welding and bending iron or bending steel to make these burglar bars. And some of them are so creative and decorative. And then put them on the house nicely and paint them. But the purpose of the burglar bars. Then you hear people talk and them say, me sit down behind my grill and lock that after 5 o'clock at evening or after 6 o'clock. And you get to realize the purpose of the burglar bar now is to keep me safe from my neighbor. Cause I don't know what my neighbor up to, who they're bringing in the community, who them strange faces are passing through. Yeah, that love your neighbor as yourself thing is gone, man. It's gone. All right, so John Gordon says, start to think Africa, because that Jamaica that we know as we know it is dead. Yeah. So we're gonna just give up on Jamaica and just head to Africa. And I don't think everybody is up for the trip. And basically, if we do that, I think we're also going to be giving up our birthright and playing right into the hands of a certain group of people that wants us to do just that. Want us to give up Jamaica so they can come have it. Trevian Spike, manners and respect, thank you. Me not give up Jamaica. I can't do it. I can't do it. What I can do is I can create dialogue like this, where we can gather on one platform, one forum, and we can talk. Because right now we have people from Canada here, we have people from in the UK here, we have people from Jamaica here, in Jamaica now, we have people from all over the USA here. And in a regular walk of life, we would never meet in person to have these conversations. But here we can do so, right? We're just going to have to find solutions. I don't think running away from it and leaving Jamaica that's not an option for some of us. Some people gone left it long time, but that's not an option for some of us. And if I ever run away and leave it, then I feel like I don't have the right to speak anymore, because I've become like, you left it. So why speak about it? Why didn't you stay and try help in some way? If it's even to bring about awareness, right? So I don't feel like I want to run away and left Jamaica. I can't do that. Can't do that. In saying that, though, I want to visit Africa. I want to visit Africa. My sister goes there a lot. And she is one of those people that is her agenda. Yes, boss. Donnie. Boots on the ground. Exactly. Who is going to accept all these Jamaicans? You know, somebody was saying, do you know that there's a plan to deport 60,000? I didn't even know that so many illegal Jamaicans were in the United States of America. But 60,000 deportees in a 4-year space. Now, I know not all deportees are criminals, but I have to ask myself, how is Jamaica going to handle that? Well, that's where a lot of them come from. So they're just going back home. But can you imagine? We must all return and take back our Jamaica. I agree. I agree. I refuse to be ran out. 60,000, Jules Verona, 60,000. Deport them. The plan is to deport. Man, I some of the videos that I've done, I think I need to remix them, because I think I think people don't sit around for the full discussion. So they missed the point. This was information that was put out here in the US. They have 100 and something thousand illegal Jamaicans living here, right? And those are the ones that they've detected. And the plan is to have 60,000 of them deported within the next 4-year span. And this came out a year ago. So this plan is well into action. And I don't know if you know it, because the media has stopped keeping track of it, but a plane hits Jamaica religiously every single month, 12 times a year, with deportees on it from the US alone. So the plan is in motion, and they're booking for that 60,000. Now, like I said, not everybody are criminal enough. Some people just come, they was trying to get better, and they said, yo, a sufferation will not go on for me at Jamaica, you know, but here, if I can just duck and, you know, till me get things straight, take some work under the table, do this, do that, then I'll probably send for Ingratator, send for some my family and where, but then you have a whole heap where come, and them come here, come do some ghastly, ungodly things, and get caught up in some lifestyle where when you hear about them, you're ashamed to even, are you Jamaican? You're like, no, I'll say yes. When those get sent back to Jamaica, here doing hard time in American prisons, come back to Jamaica, their mind not right, and they're unleashed upon society, and they can't get the lifestyle and the things that they had. 60,000. That's the goal in a 4-year span. And I bring that number up because somebody was saying to me today, SouFLo, I wonder if it's because there's a whole heap of deportees coming in. Who's checking and keeping track of these deportees? And maybe it's them committing these crimes, like children going missing, left home coming from church, or going to school. But I've learned not to trust them neither, because I hear the police commissioner said majority of the crimes that are committed weren't committed by deportees. They're committed by people on the island who have always been on the island. A lot of them have never even traveled. So I don't know. I don't want to blame deportees and have deportees stigmatized more than how they're stigmatized. But one can only, if you have a bit of intelligence, just think. It's a burden on Jamaica society right now for all of us that live there to maintain everybody. You know, like they would say, too much mouth upon the bread. So to put 60,000 more, and then you're talking about 60,000, and a lot of those out of the 60,000 are troubled people with deep psychological issues and all other kinds of things going on in their life, unleashed upon society. Them police officer that they caught. Yep, 60,000 adds to the problem. That's exactly what I'm thinking. That's exactly what it's going to be. So the police then will get catch. People been saying that. Let me wrap this up and round it up. The police officers finally got caught in the light. Listen, it's funny that it happened that way, because it wasn't a regular civilian that saw them commit the murder, because if it was a regular civilian, there would have been no chase, there would have been no shootout, there would have been no chance of them being caught for what they did. All we would have heard was that a man was gunned down at a party last night at so-and-so Crescent, and shooter escaped on a motorbike, or all when it's not motorbike them leave on. Shooter escaped on a motorbike or in nearby bushes or something. End of that. It's funny how it happened. And you know, all things done in dark must come to light. It's true. It's funny how it happened. An off-duty officer, one of their own, witnessed it, saw the murder. And it turns out to be these were police officers. Yeah, man, police have corruption all around the world. That's true. That's very true. But hear what? In some places, they're easier to be caught than in others. And in Jamaica, it seems like they're very hard to be caught because of how high up the chain that goes. It starts with us, my lovely Jamaican people. Watch that FBI video he posted. We vote and we keep these corrupted politicians in-house. Cut it off from the head. It's the only way. Garrison. Bad man. Run politics. And control our political parties. So we can say stuff like, nobody vote. Next election, nobody vote. Say for instance, hypothetically speaking, we should say next election, nobody vote. Do you think everybody is going to not vote? By the time one of those politicians pass through certain area, string up two big speaker, play the favorite artist of the time. Last year or the last election, it was Andrew Holness buying a new pair of clocks and he put up one foot on the car bumper and say, and walk off the cheese bottom off of this one, and he might forget a new one, and then him caption his own picture. Where you get that new clocks, the daddy? When they play these games, that's all it takes. And then kill two goat, some manish water and some curry goat and white rice, and hand out some shirt and flags. And everybody in that constituency or in that community vote. Yeah, them start give out food and the people them vote. It's sad how easily bought and sold we are. We know what it takes to solve the problem, but we're not disciplined enough to do it. That's what I'm gonna say. And one man can't do it because all me know, if me go to Jamaica and take that up on my head now and say, start walk or drive from community to community, print up flyers, give them out, start whole town hall meetings and speak to people. How long you think that would last before I was killed? How long you think that would last before I was killed? I wouldn't stand a chance. Telling you. So we know what the solutions are, but we're not disciplined enough to do it. Food them use catch the poor people and man, starve them out all the way up till they get close to election, and then when they start campaigning, food is available in abundance. So it's like operant conditioning. With the food is now available in abundance, and you can see it. Oh, I associate food with JLP. So me I vote JLP because of them make food run for we, you know. Or PMP because of them make food run for we, you know. And it goes deeper than that too. Somebody just said, right, you should go listen to that video that I posted where the ex-FBI agent is talking up the things them. You don't need to listen to the video, but you need to listen to the whole video. Because when they sent me the video, when I was listening to it, the first 5 minutes of the video, I was like, this is boring. Me not hear nothing in here that surprised me. The video is 36 minutes long. You see, by the time that video reached 10 minutes, 15 minutes, it had me like this. Yeah. So go listen to the video. I want to thank everybody for coming out this evening. I said I was going to kill it at 1 hour. I'm 1 hour and 10 minutes in and counting. Let me read a few comments, shout out a few people, and then I'm going to get out of here. So my next 5 minutes will be just shouting out people. Thanks for tuning in. We tried the live before, and we don't know what happened there with the sound. I have to go work on the mic here. All right, the video's still up on your page, bro. I know, and I have to take it down because a lot of people are still tuning into that video instead of tuning into this one. So I'm going to have to go take down that one, which I can probably do right here, right now. Now, big up yourself, Win-Win. Manners and respect. Thanks for coming out. Maka, great community, great live. Manners and respect. Big up and bless up. Chloe, thank you. If I miss your name, it's because we can't read so fast because the screen is small. All right, see there. All right, so I'm going to take it down now. And we're going to leave that one video up. All right, bam, there it is. So, Pekin, have a good night, and thanks for coming out, all right? Rash Jam, thank you. You too. Tia Lawrence, Tia say a true ya talk family. The video draw me closer, trust me. May I tell you? And I want everybody here to go listen to it. All right, Junior Lexus, big up yourself, manners and respect. Thanks every time, brother. Every time. All right. When can we talk about the death penalty and holding the PM accountable for the crimes? We've beat that to death. We've literally beat that to death. We've talked about that so much. I think the death penalty should be reinstated, but we talked about this before. With a corrupted system that we have, it can't be. I'm for it. I believe that certain crimes should be punished with a swift, right away death penalty. But look at what's going on. So can you imagine now, a police officer kills somebody, right? And it's a rogue police officer. And they grab your brother or your father or your cousin and pin it on them. And they get the death penalty. We have to clean up the place first before we start talking about death penalty. Because I can see that happening. I can see them killing us off to save their nasty, dirty brethren them. So yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about how the Prime Minister really not do nothing. He really doesn't seem like he's bothered much. And of course, all his supporters are saying stuff like, well, give him some time, give him some. This is not Andrew's first round. This is not his first go round. He knows how this thing works. But just like Andrew Holness, just like Obama, just like George Bush, just like all the other prime ministers before Andrew Holness and all the other presidents before Bush, or Mr. Orange Man here, Webnium, they are only the front picture. Them not run the show. They take orders. That's how it goes. So, yes, Junior Alexis, the place need a cleansing, me I tell you. All true and true it. Alia Johnson, blessings. Carla Jones, manners and respect every time. Blessings. Thank y'all for coming out. One love. Yes, Orange Man. The Orange Man with the piece of something on the head, that's the toupee. I saw. Yeah. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Clark. All right, I'm gonna call it quits now. Out of here, and we'll talk some other time. All right. Stay tuned because there's a lot going on, and I know I need to go live more often, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. We'll take it as it goes. All right. Bless up. Carla Jones, you're not saying I'm ignoring you. I said I shout you out a couple of times. Or maybe I talked to Junior Alexis. I don't know. All right. Good night, one and all. One love.